Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.
Peri Trio, the most successful framed panel formwork system, is used on both small and large construction sites. It has stood for easy and economical formwork since 1986. Why is that? Peri Trio needs only one connecting piece, the BFD alignment coupling. It secures the normal panel joint, the external and internal corners, bridges over filler timbers, and holds extensions, always fastened, aligned and tight. For concreting heights of up to 2.4 meters, the large panel, turned on its side, provides more formwork area and enables extensions to be made without extra panels. The rectangular, large area Trio panel makes this possible. Important characteristic, the tie points are inset from the panel edge. Trio is tested by the GSV Association for concrete formwork and fulfills the highest requirements with a maximum permissible concrete pressure of 81 kilonewtons per square meter. Yellow signifies lightweight. Formwork can be erected by hand with Trio aluminium when the crane is not available. High rooms of up to 3 meters are formed with Trio 330, with only 2 ties for the whole height. Special concrete surfaces, Trio is also used here. Trio structure makes any required concrete surface possible. Whether you are administering the materials or planning its use, the ELPOS program helps, from planning the work to erecting the formwork. The Trio poster is available in many languages. It supports the planning and contains valuable tips and important hints for the construction site personnel. The following steps will show how work is carried out using Peri Trio. Peri ELPOS for the daily formwork planning on the PC. ELPOS requires no special computer knowledge. ELPOS is quite easy to use thanks to the graphical interface. A structural plan is quickly entered by hand or, even more economically, can be imported from existing data files. ELPOS produces the formwork plan automatically. Printed formwork drawings enable fast and safe work on the site. ELPOS 3D elevations make complicated formwork sections more easily understood. ELPOS can do even more. Automatically prepared parts lists take account of the latest stock inventory. Formwork extension lists make pre-assembly on the ground easier. ELPOS makes the formwork design, planning and formwork erection on site much more economical. The formwork starts at the corner. The 60 and 72 panels form the external corner. Both panels are placed together. The 72 panel, when viewed from the outside, is always positioned to the right. For 2.7 meters formwork height, 5 BFDs are required on the external corner. The standard wall thickness of 300 millimeters is formed without any extra parts. The filler for wall thicknesses larger than 300 millimeters is fitted on the outside. The filler for wall thicknesses of less than 300 millimeters is made later on the internal corner. Trio wall thickness compensators are used for standard wall thicknesses. And for special wall thicknesses, a piece of site timber is used. When the second corner is standing in place, the straight wall between can be formed. The necessary panels are erected moving towards the center. The formwork panels are quickly and safely transported with the trio lifting hook. These must always be used in pairs. The instructions for use of the lifting hook contain important information on use, such as the lifting capacity of 1.5 tons. Removing the lifting hook is made from the ground. This is easy and safe. With concreting heights of up to 2.4 meters, the trio large panel is used on its side. This provides 12% more formwork area with the same number of ties. Concreting is also easier because the formwork does not extend too far above the concrete. The levering corner enables easier adjustment of the formwork. Only 2 alignment couplers are required for each panel joint. The assembly is made comfortably from the ground. Trio Formwork's grid ensures that any remaining filler measurement is always less than 300 millimeters. Trio provides 3 possibilities for length compensation: with BFD and timber, with wall thickness compensators and plywood from the site, or with the trio filler plate. Thanks to the width of the BFD coupler, a timber filler up to 100 millimeters wide can be fitted between 2 panels. Simply align and hammer home the BFD. For length compensation with a filler plywood on site, wall thickness compensators are fitted to both panels, each with 2 alignment couplers. The integrated nailing strips enable the plywood to be fixed. Compensation wailings are fitted to align the formwork and to transfer the tie forces. The trio filler plate closes any remaining gap from 60 to 360 millimeters. 2 compensation wailings are also needed here for the height of 2.7 meters. Abutting walls are also formed with trio standard parts. Only the 90 panel and 2 internal corners are required. The 90 panel always stands opposite the abutting wall. If the thickness of the wall is less than 300 millimeters, wall thickness compensation is made on the internal corner. For wall thicknesses of more than 300 millimeters, compensation is made on the external formwork. The tie points are then always opposite each other. Push-pull props and kicker braces must be fitted during formwork erection. They serve to align the formwork and transfer wind forces. The length of the push-pull prop is, quite simply, equal to the height of the formwork. Peary provides suitable push-pull props and kicker braces for every task. The connection to the panel is made with a prop connector, both on the horizontal strut as well as on the vertical strut. Bolt on the push-pull prop, bolt on the kicker brace, and screw the base plate tight to the floor. Peary provides a very economical means of fixing with the reusable multi-monty boat without any fixing plug. Now adjust the formwork. Detailed information, for example on the permissible spacing of push-pull props, is contained in the Trio poster and the Peary book of design tables. New blockouts are installed where required. Then the reinforcement. Closing the formwork begins with fixing the ties. Peary supplies tie rods in various lengths for this. Wing nut pivot plate, spacer, and tie rod wrench. The tie rods with the wing nut pivot plate screwed on one side are pushed in and the spacer tube is slipped on. Tie holes not needed are closed with plugs. Erecting the internal formwork starts at an internal corner. If the wall thickness is 240 mm, as in this case, the Trio wall thickness compensator for 60 mm is fitted. The internal formwork must remain secured to the crane until it has been connected to the opposite formwork. All other panels are erected, connected with alignment couplers, and tied. The remaining gap, as with the outer formwork, is closed with a filler plate. The tie rod wrench enables one man to tighten the ties alone. Trio has several alternatives for stop-end formwork. The Trio stop-end panel 24 for 240 mm walls. Stop-end formwork on-site for other wall thicknesses. Or the SRS circular column formwork for semicircular ends to walls. The connection for the Trio stop-end panel is naturally again the BFD alignment coupler. Three of these are fitted on each side for a height of 2.7 meters. With the site solution for stop ends, the end ties are fitted to the edge profile, the compensation whaling is pushed on, and the wing nut pivot plate tightened. Alternatively, a Trio 85 whaling can also be used. 3 whalings are fitted to a panel height of 2.7 meters. For semicircular stop-end formwork with an SRS column panel, the adapter strips are first attached with plastic plugs. The SRS panel and the Trio formwork are simply connected with BFD alignment couplers. The number of alignment couplers is the same as the number of column ties on the SRS panel. The Trio stop-end panel for continuous reinforcement is used for the cycle joints. It considerably rationalizes the stop-end formwork. The same stop-end panel can be installed both with or without a water bar. When concreting the slab, it should be ensured that the water bar is placed centrally in the area of cycle joints. The outer parts of the stop-end panel are each fixed with 3 BFD alignment couplers. After the first layer of reinforcement has been fixed, the centre part and, where required, the water bar are installed. When tightening the tie, the formwork is sealed by the rubber seals. Cycle joints are formed faster and economically with the Trio stop-end panel. Trio scaffold brackets are used to construct a concreting platform. Their permissible spacing is 1.35 meters. The maximum loading is 150 kilograms per square meter. The scaffold bracket can be fixed both to horizontal struts as well as to vertical struts. After fitting, the scaffold brackets are automatically secured against accidental lifting. Place scaffold boards of the necessary length and thickness and fit the guardrail boards. A larger working space is provided by using the 1.2 meter wide scaffold bracket. The two-part type also provides more space and a protection at the front of the formwork when concreting. An end protection must always be fitted at the stop end. This is made easily possible by the Peri 55 end handrail. A 1.2 meter wide concreting scaffold is quickly constructed with the Trio concreting platform. Fold up the handrail and secure. Place platform bearers vertically and suspend on a 4-way crane sling. The platform is ready for use. It's now simply fitted to the top of the Trio panels. When removing the crane slings, the security against lifting is automatic. A guardrail at the front is necessary for high levels, as for example with extended formwork, or as here on the outer wall of the building. To avoid any constraint, striking always begins from the length compensation nearest to an internal corner. The concreting scaffold is taken down first. After that, the push-pull props are removed and the tie is loosened. Take out only the ties that are necessary to release the panel. For safety reasons, the panel must be suspended on the crane before the last upper connecting panel is loosened. The panel or the unit is taken to the next place of use. Peri recommend the use of the environmentally friendly concrete release agent Peri BioClean before the first and every further use. The spray applicator from Peri helps to apply BioClean thinly. A uniform application is achieved with a simple rubber wiper. Also spray the reverse side and the frames of the panels. Then split concrete can be removed even more easily. Double-headed nails are used these days for fixing blockouts. Striking was done like this in times gone by. These days, it's considerably faster and easier on the plywood. The trio system also rationalizes storage and transport. For example, with the trio combination lifting gear, bolts for transporting near the ground and a lifting hook for all other work help to save time. Five panels of one size can be transported with a stacking device. They're connected to the lower panel and are automatically secured in position. The first panel is placed with the plywood face down, all others with the plywood face uppermost. For transporting across the site without the stacking device, the stack of panels must be secured against slipping with a tie rod. The well-considered trio formwork system also proves itself when forming acute or obtuse angles. The trio articulated corners and the TRM72 multi-purpose panel enable infinite forming of acute and obtuse angles of up to 75 degrees. The panels are placed according to the formwork drawing and connected. The row of holes in the multi-purpose panel provides a suitable tie hole for every angle to be formed. The articulated corner is fixed on the outside of the formwork with 6 BFD alignment couplers and 2 compensating wailings at a height of 2.7 meters. Only 4 alignment couplers are needed on the inside. Wall offsets are also naturally formed with the trio system. The internal corner and the multi-purpose panel are used here. A pre-placed stop makes the erection of the formwork easier. The row of holes in the multi-purpose panel and the stop-end tie enable practically infinite adjustment. The stop-end tie is installed and the wing nut pivot plate tightened. Compensating wailings stiffen the corner and transfer the tie forces. Small wall offsets, up to 100 millimeters, are formed with a compensating wailing and filler timbers. Trio is simply extended for larger wall heights, whether 4 meters, 6 meters, or even 13.5 meters as in this example. When extending up to 5.4 meters, in other words 2 large panels above each other, only 4 alignment couplers are needed for a rigid connection. The panel coupling with BFD also enables the transporting of large panel units. Up to 40 square meters can be transported in one piece. Trio can be extended in a grid of 300 millimeters, suitable for any construction site. The panels are simply connected together as required, without any special extension panels. Up to 8.5 meters can be extended lying on the ground. With formwork heights of over 5.4 meters, only 2 BFD alignment couplers and 2 compensation wailings are required for each panel joint. For shafts, the Trio Easy Striking panel enables the complete internal formwork to be moved in one piece. 4 easy striking panels must always be symmetrically arranged. For striking, all ties and the compensating wailing near the easy striking panels are taken out. A 4-way crane sling is used for transporting. When lifting, the easy striking panel and thus the whole internal formwork draws 40 millimeters together. With this striking play, the formwork can be easily drawn out. Circular structures can also be quickly formed with the trio system. Whether a small radius of 3 meters or large ones, as here with 18 meters radius, the procedure is always the same. A tapered timber filler is fitted at each panel joint through which the tie is placed. The panels are, as usual, connected with a BFD alignment coupler. The important difference is the coupler is not placed on the strut, and with a panel height of 2.7 meters, there are 3 alignment couplers necessary. With single-face formwork, trio is used with Peri SB brace frames. With the brace frames A0, A, B and C, concreting heights of up to 8.75 meters are possible. The trio panels are connected to the brace frames with an adapter. This makes a complete unit that can be transported with the crane. Hints for the planning and use can be found in the Peri Book of Design Tables and in the SB Brace Frame brochure. Foundations and low walls can also be formed with the trio system. Foundation strap, top tie bracket with accessories, and the foundation tie clamp with perforated foundation tie, trio system components that make foundation formwork easier. The foundation strap enables infinite variation of isolated foundations based on the windmill principle. Simply place the panels against each other. The foundation strap connects at any point. Filler panels are unnecessary. The top tie bracket is used for large isolated foundations or for tying strip foundations. It can be assembled at any point. The trio panels can also be offset here. The foundation tie clamp and perforated foundation tie is used to save excavation and filling. They replace the lower ties. For this, the perforated foundation ties are roughly placed and the formwork placed upon them. The foundation tie clamp is bolted to the panel. The perforated foundation tie is placed in this and tightened. Trio provides several possibilities for traditional adjustments. Small extensions are simply clamped on with a BFD alignment coupler. Adjustments to sloping base slabs are formed with the compensating wailing. Again, the BFD alignment coupler, for example for holding and aligning the connecting reinforcement, or when a hammer but no nails are available. Trio aluminium is the lightweight aluminium supplement to the red trio made of steel. Formwork is easily erected by hand with this when no crane is available. Weighing less than 70 kilograms, the 90 panel can be easily moved by 2 men. The yellow trio aluminium exactly matches the red trio. Despite the lightweight construction, it carries the full hydrostatic concrete pressure at the panel height of 2.7 meters. Trio 330 is especially made for industrial and administration buildings. The formwork is erected much faster because extending is unnecessary with a panel height of 3.3 meters. Gains in time with ties too. Only 2 for the panel height. Maximum permissible fresh concrete pressure According to GSV guidelines, 83 kilonewton per square meter. Trio 330 can be easily combined with Trio 270, even opposite each other. The Trio accessories also fit, of course. Also with the Trio 330, only one connecting part for all panel connections, the BFD alignment coupler. Trio structure is the right formwork for special concrete surfaces. The steel frame system with built-in plywood backing enables any sheathing to be used. Large areas in hotel construction. Absorbent plywood for sewage plants. Special surfaces such as this climbing wall. Or boarded texture for bridge building. The Trio universal wailing is used for constructing bridge abutments with acute angles. It enables the installation of ties at an angle and outside the panels. The wailing is fixed to the panels with hook ties and wing nut pivot plates. A wailing stop on the last tied Trio panel prevents the universal wailing from slipping. Another wailing stop is assembled on the other end. It transfers the tie forces together with a cylinder tie rod. The height of the universal wailing is appropriate to the normal tie arrangement. Many thanks for your attention to Peri Trio, the most successful framed panel formwork system. What we have not yet explained, why is a Trio alignment coupler called BFD? Well, BFD is a German acronym for bündig, meaning flush, fluchtend, meaning aligned, and dicht, meaning tight, or just BFD. And now we wish you a lot of success in your work with Peri Trio.
Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.